Hello and welcome to the final episode of Top 5 Moves of the Week for Season 5 of the Revolution Cup. My name is Silly Sausage and I'll be your host as we count down the best moves from the season finale at Dubai Autodrome. So enough talk, I hope you enjoy the video and let's get into these fantastic moves. Kicking us off in number 5 we have Noom and his overtake on Gosku in the Split 1 sprint race. As we join the action we can already see Noom's gotten a great run out of the final corner. Plenty of slipstream and DRS wide open as he closes in on his victim. As we head into the braking zone, he moves over onto the inside line, dives it up the inside under brakes, getting nice and close at the apex before holding it around the outside for turn 2 and going on to complete the move on the inside of turn 3. A very nice clean overtake from an RSR veteran with plenty of racing room left by both drivers, and that is why it makes it into the number 5 spot for this week. For our number 4 spot this week, we've got James L91 and Darkside with their epic battle in the Split 2 feature race. There's far too much going on to mention everything, but as we can see, James is throwing everything he's got at Darkside's defense, but he's not budging. These two go way back, as well as both being admins here at RSR, so racing closely and cleanly together, door to door, is something to be expected. Finally, after a lap or so of battling, Darkside goes defensive into turn 9, which gives James a much better run onto the back straight. He darts to the outside early on, powers past Darkside, and then manages to hold it all the way around the outside of turn 10, and finally gets the move done after an awesome battle. Fantastic driving from both guys involved, and great to see the huge amount of respect given between the two on track. In number 3 this week we've got Unstoppable vs Stokimon as they battle it out for over half a lap in the Split 1 feature race. Unstoppable shows his nose coming into turn 14, which unsettles Stokimon a bit, puts him offline through turns 14 and 15, giving Unstoppable a much better run heading into the final corner, where he throws it up the inside. He runs a little deep due to his shallower line, which we can see gives Stokimon the chance to cut back underneath and once again get alongside as they drag race down the front straight. As they fire into turn 1, Unstoppable is just ahead and slightly later on the brakes as well, which means he can hang it all the way around the outside and finally take the position. Multiple moves involved in that eventual overtake with some excellent car control on display. Well done, Unstoppable. Coming in at number 2, we've got our Season 5 champion of Split 1, Project PD, putting a great move on Fab Iceman for P2 in the feature race. Jumping into the action, PD's already been shaping up this move for a lap or two, gauging where Fab Iceman is weak, so coming through turn 1, he gets a good run on him, getting very close to the back of his car as he begins to set up the overtake. Going through the turn 3 and 4 series of corners, it's clear to see PD's thinking way ahead with where he's going to get this move done, as he begins a crisscross manoeuvre a few corners early, which gives him the perfect position for his car, coming through turn 6 and into 7, to fire it down the inside nice and easy and gets the job done. This is certainly champion level stuff with a perfectly calculated move, brilliant setup many corners in advance before making it look easy in the end. And just to add to this, I know Project PD didn't want me to include this in the series, but it would be remiss of me not to mention his incredible act of sportsmanship at this final round, retiring from the lead of the sprint race after seeing his championship rival Puff Pirate crash out in the first turn. There's a huge amount of respect between these two top drivers within RSR, and PD didn't want to win the championship under such disappointing circumstances. So again, much respect to him for that act of sportsmanship, and he truly is not only a deserving season champion, but also an extremely humble one, so he gets an extra honourable mention for this week's countdown. And finally, our number 1 move of the week goes to Elodie, making it 2 top moves in 2 weeks. Coming out of turn 7, we see Elodie and Steve G going side by side as they both slightly move across on each other. This causes a bit of contact, which they're both very lucky to get away with, but in saying that, Elodie actually does get a bit unstable under brakes into turn 9, which he manages to save, but this does send him wide and off track, even getting a bit of air over one of the bumps out there. He then rejoins behind this trio of cars drag racing down the back straight, which means he gets a mega slipstream. Jet Pistol on the left has nowhere to go, so he has to back out of the throttle, but Elodie sends it all the way to the right hand side, making it 3 wide as they all jump on the brakes, but it's Elodie who is the last of the late brakers, just reins it in enough to make the corner and get the job done. What seemed like a bad situation with the earlier contact and off track turned into a 3-car pass essentially in one corner, which is why this is our number one move of the week. Some stellar driving there from Elodie, who went on to secure P3 in the championship, so a big congratulations to him. And with that, our top 5 moves of the week series draws to a close for Season 5 of the Revolution Cup. A big thank you and congratulations to all our entries this week, especially Elodie on securing a second top move in 2 weeks. Thank you all for watching not only this episode but the entire series throughout the season, and again a big thank you to Drux for all his work getting this series started. I've been Silly Sausage, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you out on track.